Warning: the following program is intended for a mature audience. It may contain language or opinions that are not suitable for some listeners.
This week on the show, we have more zany Walmart activity from Texas. We apparently have fire trucks that are doing the exact opposite thing they're supposed to be doing at this point. And a couple of anti-vegan protesters are thrown in jail over something they did at a protest. It is July 28th, 2019. This is the 2 Cent Show. Hey guys, welcome to the 2 Cent Show. How you doing out there? Hope you're doing okay. I'm the ranting Gryphon. Hey Featherhoof, how you doing today? How's your week gone?
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamer of dreams.
He's gone crazy, folks. I knew it wouldn't happen. I knew it wouldn't take too long to happen. He's done it. He's lost his damn mind. Probably from this show. You know, it only takes a few weeks doing the show before you just start losing your damn brain. But
Okay, better.
You know, it was the heat this last week.
Oh.
Well, not only here, but also in places like Europe is having this high temperature mode. And what people are trying to tell them, over there is, of course, we're Americans, so we're sitting here going, duh, turn on the air conditioner, duh. And what they don't realize is that most places in Europe, their places are built for colder places. It's colder area over there. So a lot of places do not have air conditioning over there. They just don't have it. And so
they don't sell them nowhere, or they can't get the window units or nothing.
Well, they can, yeah, but I mean, you only need them for 1 month out of the year, so they just don't. So now you've got 105 Fahrenheit over there, 108, stuff like that, and you don't have any air conditioning. And so the Europeans are looking at us dumb Americans. It's like, what's with this AC stuff you're talking? We don't have that over here, okay? It doesn't happen. And so especially in houses, I think businesses have it, but yeah, most houses over there don't.
I would hope. I mean, it wouldn't be considered unhealthy to force people to continue to work, especially manual labor jobs, if there weren't some kind of air conditioning to help them out.
You would think, yeah. I mean, you would think so, but yeah, it's gotten way too hot over there. I hope it doesn't kind of wreck their crops like it did last year. But yeah, that would be too bad. Go ahead.
I was just happy it got cooler throughout the week here. I mean, it started off real bad, but it got better.
Yeah, it was starting off plus 100 Fahrenheit here, and that lasted for a few days, and then one day we got some rain, and it's guess what? 72 degrees, and it's all right, much better.
Better than watching the rain come down and instantly evaporate, but
Yeah, that does happen.
Those days it was over 100, it may have actually been raining. We would not have known. It just evaporated instantly.
That's the fun thing about Colorado. It's so dry here. It's our normal relative humidity, right? It's about 15%. So it doesn't get very humid here, but you'll be able to see the rain falling out of the clouds. You can see it specifically when the rain's falling out of the clouds. And sometimes if it's hot enough, you can see it fall out of the clouds and then just sort of disappear about halfway down. It's just not there anymore. And so that's a fun thing. But
here it's just with the humidity of 80%, but it's fucking hell.
Yeah. Oh, I have bad news, 2 Cents listeners. They came out with a well, I don't want to call it a companion article, but I think it was Washington, but New York Post, some big thing came out with this article last week that talked about the meth gators that we were covering from last week.
No.
And they've said they've actually not found any meth gators.
Oh.
They were kind of lying and sort of exaggerating about it, and they're like, we don't want meth gators, but they haven't actually found any, so they're not actually there.
Boo!
Even though at this point they've started, it became such a big thing that they've had Meth Gator t-shirts printed up, and you can buy Meth Gator t-shirts now and support the police station over there. So something that's a positive. You know?
I was reading our comments from last show, and actually one of them caught my eye, made me laugh real good. I can't remember who it was. I wish I memorized the name, but they were all like, he's like, well, meth gators, yeah, that sounds like a bad thing, but it wouldn't be a problem for long after their teeth all rotted out of their head.
Well, and that's true, you know. that is a fact. Once their teeth are all gone, then what are they? They're just you're gonna get gummed to death by an alligator. I can't imagine. Alligator just comes up to you and grabs onto your leg and just like, because that's all it's got. You know, it can't get to the end of a Tootsie Pop, this fucking thing, you know. So yeah, it's gonna be insane, you know. Oh.
Mr. Meth Gator, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a little Tootsie Pop?
One, broccoli, pew. Yeah, it doesn't know how to count anymore. It's done. It's because it's on meth all the time, and so yeah. Oh, poor gators. We'll miss them. We will miss you, Meth Gators. Thank you very much for being in our lives for a week. Anyway, guys, let's get on to the news.
Please, bring in the world news.
All right, guys, in Texas, a Texas woman was banned from her local Walmart after police say she ate half a cake and refused to pay for the missing portion. Wichita Falls police were called to a Walmart at Greenbrier Road just after 8 p.m. Tuesday after receiving calls that a woman walked around the store eating half of a cake and then refused to pay for the whole item once she got to the registration. The suspect, who has not been identified, entered the bakery section of the store. I know, I kind of wanted and proceeded to just take a cake and eat half of it while walking through the aisles of Walmart. And then once at the register, the woman demanded half off because she was only buying half of a cake. Police say she refused. Yeah, police say she refused to pay for the missing half of the cake, despite eating it on her way to checkout. She ultimately paid for the whole cake once police arrived and was barred from the store for theft. You know, I'm pretty sure that there has got to be some kind of. I would like to see just a Walmart news posting site, just a site that just posts crazy shit that happens in Walmart. Because it is America's fun, happy times going over there and just seeing all kinds of crap that you can find in there. But, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's like, she's just, so she got, was it one of those, like, little miniature cakes? Was it like one of the full, like round cake, square cake? What are we talking here?
Apparently, it was a big-ass cake. It was a big-ass chocolate cake. And she just ate half of it.
It's a sheet cake. Like one of those big old sheet cakes that just, every once in a while, you just see her with her hand, just like, nom, 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 nom.
Oh, what's that?
Just doing her leisurely doing her shopping. We'll just,
just standing around.
Get a new box of rice. Here we go. And
look, I'm in the chip aisle. They have bull testicle flavored Doritos now. Nom, nom, nom. And then just got, apparently that's the only thing that she bought. She went through the whole place. She got a cake, just walked around the store and ate half of it, and then went to pay for it and went, I'm only buying half a cake, so I'm only paying for half of it.
So she didn't know whether to buy anything else. She went there specifically to walk around and eat a cake there in the store.
And then try to pay for half of it on the way out. Because, yeah, apparently that half a cake was like her test half. You know how you'll like pick a piece of like a grape off the vine and try it. Nom, nom, nom. The whole half a cake was her test half. I guess she was gonna test it by eating half the goddamn thing. So I don't know.
You can go up to the deli and ask the meat cutter person, like, can I try a slice of the that certain insert ham piece? Can I try a slice of that? And they'll shave off one slice and give it to you.
Yeah.
Can you imagine go to the bakery? He's like, excuse me, can I try half of that cake?
Yeah. Or what if you did that? Well, see, I want to do that with the meat, actually. That'd be better if you'll go up and I'd like to get about, a pound of your sliced ham and then just grab it out of the bag and just right there, just nom, 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 nom. And then you can say, okay, now I'd like 2 pounds of that ham. And then that's the ham you paid for. You don't pay for the other ham. That was just your test ham, you know? Which, by the way, oh God, now we have test ham. I've just invented test ham.
Test ham.
Test ham.
I want test ham. Give me test ham. Give me.
I love. Well, hey, don't. No.
Sounds delicious.
Well, be careful about that because you know, in some places, test ham could be something you might not want if you're a straight person. Just saying, you know, might be a thing you might want to turn down if you're in, say, a gay bar, you know.
Those gay vernaculars us straight guys don't know there, huh?
Well, it is now. I just made it that way. I just now made it that way. The test ham. It's like, you know, hey, you want to have sex? It's like, just for a couple of seconds. I want to test ham. Just a test ham.
I just invented this whole scenario in my brain of going to a furry gay bar. I was like, you know, I really want some test ham, and then this pig fur just walks out, like, yes?
What can I do for you, dude? Yeah, that would be, oh,
you
God.
Want to, test this, do you?
They just grab a knife and just cut off a piece of its arm and be like, yeah, I just want a slice of bacon here. Oh! And they're running around, and yeah, that would be interesting, I think. Oh,
like the pig in Hitchhiker's Guide?
Yeah, God. That was, now you brought me back to thinking about Hitchhiker's Guide. I don't yeah, anyway.
Such is the wonders of my mind.
We are also, and by the way, I know the news this week isn't, there wasn't a whole lot of, like, really, like, funny side news. And mind you, and we've said this before, but on this show, we don't really focus on the main news that's going around because that, you can find that in 2,400 different places, you know, so.
And if we did, we would just be reporting on 20 million different versions of the Mueller report right now.
Yeah, it'd just be Mueller report or something Trump did or something Trump said or a tweet Trump made or something like that. And personally, I get tired of that. That's why we report this kind of news because it's more fun.
Yes.
So there wasn't a whole lot of side news this week. So we're trying to make it last as long as possible, but we're gonna try our best and give you the most. And by the way, if you guys actually ever have any, or if there are any news stories that you run across that you think ought to be on 2 Cents, you can always DM me on Twitter or send it to dear2letters@hotmail.com, and you can send it wherever, and we'll try our best to get it on the show and cover it. But we have more from Texas.
And by the way, if you want to send us any test ham, we'll take it.
Oh, Lord. I need to... Hang on. Okay, that's much better because Alexa was talking to me, and that's not good. So, sometimes that happens, you know.
Alexa, send test ham.
Yeah, she's like, okay. Hang on just a second. A pig comes through my end. Then the pig comes. That's when the pig comes through the door. Anyway, yeah, we got more from Texas today, and this is an interesting one. A nearly $350,000 fire truck delivered last month to a West Texas fire department has gone up in flames during a test drive to check the brakes. So it actually went on fire on its own. Snyder Fire Chief Perry Westmoreland said Friday that the new pumper truck was destroyed a day earlier in Abilene. Westmoreland says the rig, put into service June 19th, was driven Thursday to a Freightliner dealer for warranty work. He says a mechanic and driver took the truck out to evaluate the brakes when they heard a boom, got out, and the truck was on fire. The flames then spread, nobody was hurt. Westmoreland says fire officials in Snyder, 80 miles southeast of Lubbock, are dealing with insurance issues as well as they work to rent a replacement truck. The department has more than 20 other firefighting vehicles. And first of all, I'm really, you know, now it's fire trucks. It seems like in this day and age, people are doing kind of the opposite of what you think they should be doing all the time. But now it's gone to machines. Now machines are doing it as well. It's like, but you're a fire truck. You can't be on fire. That's like politics right now. Don't do this to us. We don't want that in our lives.
I know what happened.
What do you think happened?
You said it was in Lubbock, right?
Yeah, or near Lubbock. Yeah.
I think good old 2 Cents co-host Auburn did it. That's his hometown. That's his hometown. He went over there and he thought it'd be fucking funny to replace the pump in the water tank with gasoline just to watch it blow up.
Yeah, that's maybe so. That's possible. But
fucking penguin.
Well, and I have to question this. I'm not sure about this, but okay. They put together a few things in this story that I don't know about. It's like this is a $350,000 truck. Okay?
Right.
And
that's expensive ass truck.
And the first thing they did was take it in for warranty service. Is that the price of like a used fire truck? It's like more than $250,000 is a fire truck that you have to instantly take in to have serviced somewhere. My brain is freaking out a little bit over that.
I don't know. I've had it like my parents have had cars where they've bought it and instantly like they'll be like, "Oh, look at our awesome new car," and they'll get like a phone call or an email with less than a week, and it's like, you need to bring your car back. We just got this recall on this part or whatever.
Oh,
it needs
Lord.
to be changed via warranty repair.
Well, maybe that's what happened. Maybe it was on the brakes. Maybe that's why they sent it into service, because maybe they got the truck. And maybe it was like, oh, you need to send this back in because we're not sure, because the trucks keep catching on fire, which is something that fire trucks are not supposed to do. I mean, especially if they're supposed to go around and put out fires. Well, I mean, can you imagine if a fire truck drove up to a house that's on fire and then it just went poof and burst into flames? And now it's like, well, now we got 2 fires to put out. Oh man.
Well, see, I mean, there's this manufacturer defect that we had with these here fire trucks. We don't know why it happened, but for some reason we designed it so that they all had miniature bombs in them.
just in case.
It was a good idea at the time, in case as an anti-theft device, in case some asshole decided to steal your fire truck. But then we didn't really think of the consequences.
This is for when we bring these things out to help host our gay pride parades, because every now and then they get into a rave around the lights, and so we just want to have an explosion in there to go off in the end so everybody can cheer and laugh and dance. But sometimes they just catch on fire doing that, so I guess that's the way it goes. I have no idea. I don't really know, but interesting.
You know what? You can't fault it anymore. It now is a fire truck.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's not properly named.
Shouldn't it be normally named a water truck? Yeah. Shouldn't it? It should be named a water truck, because that's what it's for. It just carries water and does water things. That's all it is. But now it is actually. It's the first fire truck I've heard of that. Well, I'm sure others have caught on fire before, but it's the first one I've reported on, I think. So there we go. Anyway, now we go over to London. Fun times in London.
Do we know?
Yeah, now I've got a few things to say after this one.
Okay.
A pair of anti-vegan protesters have been fined for eating raw squirrels in front of horrified onlookers, including children, at a food market.
Oh Lord! Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get their names right. Dionysi Klebenikov, 22, and Gadsden, 29, began biting.
Schlegel and Hoffen.
Yeah, Schlegel and Hoffen began biting chunks out of the dead animals in protest at a vegan stall in Soho, London. The parents of an upset child asked the pair to stop, but they continued their protest at the Soho vegan food market in Rupert Street. The Crown Prosecution Service said footage of the incident showed one of the protesters wearing the animal's carcass around his neck before being handcuffed and led away by police.
Oh my God!
I know. The pair were both found guilty of a public order offense at the City of London Magistrate Courts and had to pay fines. Their conviction comes after Lajan, one of the protesters here, was filmed eating a raw pig's head outside a vegan festival in March. Huh. So this isn't the first time they've done this. Now I've got something to say here, because
do you now?
You guys know that, I mean, I don't agree with the vegan diet. There's a lot of things I don't agree with it about.
What? What?
I know. That's crazy. I mean, if you wanna think that it makes you a better person in the world, well, that's not true. And if you want to think that it's a better diet for you, also not true. You shouldn't have to live off injections so that you can actually continue to live for what you're eating. But
that's your body. You do what you want with it.
It's your body. You do what you want with it. And my point here is, even though I don't agree with going with the vegan diet, there are certain areas that you really shouldn't go into. And I think this is one of them. Like going in front of vegans when you know it's going to just horrify them, and eating raw animals there, I guess on a public street or something, that's too much. That's a little bit much.
Like, if you're gonna do a protest, at least make a point. That's not making a point. You're just doing it for shock value, just to shock and horrify them.
Yeah.
It's not making an argument or having a debate. That's just being an asshole.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, personally, it won't do it to me, but because raw squirrel is amazing. I've had it before. It is tasty as balls. But
raw though?
No, I've never had raw squirrel.
Okay. I was gonna say, like,
No,
I don't know.
I'm just saying that it's one of those things where not only are you disgusting people who are already disgusted by you, but you might actually find somebody who's not a vegan to watch you do that and go, holy shit, I'm gonna be a vegan now. Because, you might be flipping people the other way. So this is why you gotta be careful when you protest like this, because sometimes if you're gonna do something this, I guess, over the top insane, you're making the rest of us who aren't vegans look like crazy fuck nuggets, and you shouldn't do that. Because we don't run around eating raw squirrel at the market. We don't do that. Well, most of us don't do that, apparently. Apparently some do. But
apparently some people are stupid.
Some people are really dumb, and it doesn't matter what diet they have, you can still be dumb. But
I mean, what is this see, this I don't even get as a protest though, because it's like, hey, you shouldn't tell people not to eat meat, so we're gonna go over here and tell you fucking, don't eat vegan shit. It's like, what does it matter? That they didn't stop you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean,
well, and in a way, this is just kind of in a way, but I think if you really want to protest veganists, and I call them veganists because a lot of them, they are on the religious side of this diet, you know what I mean?
I work with one, I get it every day, I understand.
Yeah, how can you tell when somebody's a vegan? They'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
Yeah. But if you really wanted to protest, like, a vegan diet, the best thing you could do is just not have a vegan diet. The best thing you can just do is just eat normally, because that offends them enough right there. And instead of going out and doing illegal horse shit like this, that's stupid.
Yeah, really.
But,
anyway. It boggles the mind. It really does. I mean, it's like, I can't really wrap my head around the right words I want. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
No. Well, first of all, I want to know where they got the squirrels. Did they just shoot them out of the tree? And second of all, this is the second one that the girl did. And the last time she did it, she was eating a raw pig's head. Do they not get sick doing this?
That's what I was wondering.
I mean, wouldn't that just make you, wouldn't there some diseases you can get doing that? Because that's just not cool.
But doesn't that also prove the point of the vegans by doing that? That, eating meat is just like this horrific, cruelty to animals. And there's these dickheads who's like, and they're eating this raw meat in front of you, just this raw squirrel, just biting into it, fur and all. It's like, you're kind of making the point for them, aren't you?
Yeah, you're kind of making their point here. Is that, that you're standing around looking like, some caveman tearing the guts out of some dead squirrel raw, and they can just point at you and go, see, right there, that asshole. Yeah. That's exactly why we're doing this. And it's like, well, you gotta admit, they just made a point because of you. Thank you so much, Yeah. I don't care. That's still not going to get me off of, my meat lover's pizza. Oh. Nom, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Meat lover's pizza, because it's good, and it's awesome.
Tasty. and it's good.
It is.
Gonna have it in my face.
Well, see, I have an all diet, and most of you guys who've listened to the show for any amount of time or know me at all know that I have pretty much an everything diet. I'll eat everything, and I pretty much love all of it. So one day I'll have this big piled up, pizza that has like, sausage and pepperoni and bacon and chunks of elk and bits of elephant and water buffalo and just and I'll just eat it and it'll be good. And the next day I'll have a pizza that's like double mushroom and onions. And I'm fine with that too. So I eat all of the things. I'm good. I'm good with anything.
I'm completely my Featherhoof's player is completely contrary to fucking Featherhoof species. So
yeah, I know. You're supposed to be wandering around eating grass and flowers and shit. What do horses eat? Grass and flowers and dirt? I don't know.
Hay and whatever the fuck else. Meanwhile, the Featherhoof's player is going, meat. Where's the meat?
Well, that's why from now on, whenever you have your character drawn, you ought to have him drawn with some canine teeth in his head. And that way it's a horse with like sharp canines, so he eats meat. There you go.
Maybe.
I don't know. It'd be a fun thing. But either way, guys, we're going to scoot off and we're going to do some WTF theater.
For the sake of balls, we must consult the theater.
All right, so let's take a look at the first picture here.
He's out! He finally got out!
He got out of the garbage can, now he's wandering around. I'm kind of curious though, when you look at this picture real close, you see that it's a motorcycle helmet. You can see the guy. So I'm wondering, does this guy ride around in this thing? With this thing on a motorcycle?
I would.
Yeah, I would too.
I would.
That'd be awesome. So crazy, but hey, maybe not so crazy. But,
I think cool.
But still crazy, yeah.
Hey, I don't care how old I get, and I may not watch the show because I'm older, but Sesame Street is still the fucking bee's knees, my man.
Oh yeah, Sesame Street's awesome. It's real cool. Okay, next picture. Advertising it's always about strategy, and I gotta give it to Burger King on this one. They really nailed it on this one. It's just always on top. Although best fast food place ever though, that actually does good advertisement is Wendy's on Twitter.
Oh, I was just about to say Wendy's.
Wendy's on Twitter. They are amazing. If you have not followed Wendy's on Twitter, you should go out and do it because they are awesome.
And followed quickly behind by Arby's. Have you watched Arby's Twitter?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, they make little dioramas and like figurines and like sculptures out of the boxes and stuff that they keep the food in.
Oh wow! Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. That's cool.
It's so cool.
All right, let's go to the next one here.
Right, I'm saying we were just talking about raw squirrel meat.
Okay, I don't get into this idea of, taxidermies and having, the moose's head on the wall and having stuff like this done. I don't support that. But, in a world where it's a legal thing to do, and there's nothing really I can do to stop it, I don't think there's any problem with having a little bit of fun with doing that now and then, like this. Show something kind of awesome here. Why not,
I just love the fox's look of just grim acceptance of its fate.
Yeah, it's like, oh god. Well,
damn it.
I'm guessing that this is... See, I would like to see this in some kind of actual capacity where, there was a squirrel rodeo, and they got to get on foxes and ride them around in a little pen until they got bucked off. That would just be...
Foxes aren't just bottoms for wolves anymore.
No, they're bottoms for foxes or squirrels now, too. So, all right, next picture. Remember, people, don't throw your babies away. I don't know.
I don't think that's saying don't. To me, that looks like it's saying this is the baby receptacle.
Oh, maybe, huh? Now I'm wondering about this. Whenever I see pictures like this, it's obviously instantly hilarious, but I wonder, what happened here? Where is this from and why is this like this, I don't know. I have no idea.
I wonder if one of those I wonder if there's like one of those baby changing stations you see in bathrooms. I wonder if there's like one on the left wall there we can't see. It's just out of frame.
Yeah, maybe. Or there used to be a baby changing station right there, but now it's not there, and it's just a garbage can now or something. I don't know. That's just.
I love it though.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Someone knows the proper use of babies. Someone knows.
Yeah, it's just dump them right in the garbage can. Just funk. Okay, next picture.
Oh, come on! Oh my god!
Now, that's awesome. That's just too much. And if you look at this, it's funny because it's listed. Okay, first of all, they're not. This isn't like an accident. They're not like, okay, unicorn balls.
No.
Because they've got a picture of the character there with his balls. He is proud of those rainbow balls he has. And if you look at the top, it's 70 cents. This is American dollars.
Yep.
So this has got to be somewhere in the U.S., right? I
think.
I'm not sure.
So they're a caramello candy. So they're those caramello candies, but they have a fizzy thing inside.
They have fizz? I don't know. They fizz and they're caramello. I don't know. I don't know.
Get it. I'm confused.
That right there is that's angry. Oh god, the horse from Borderlands. That's the horse from Borderlands. Which I can't remember the name of.
That was a she though.
Yeah, but he called her a he.
Was a she though.
Yeah, but
he named him. He named her Butt Stallion, but they referred to her as her.
He called her he. I'm swearing he did. It always confused me.
No.
I'll show it to you. But either way. All right. Next picture.
Wait.
Now, see.
Took me a second.
I pictured this one just for you. I just had to get this one for you because I'm looking at this. I'm like, that's the kind of salad bar that I think Hoofy would really like. And
you mean 8 trays of chicken wings?
Yeah, all kinds of chicken wings and French fries and whatever the heck else. I see one green thing in there.
Was there French fries?
There's all kinds of stuff
in there.
Yeah, there's one green thing in there, and that's pretty much all. The rest of it is just noms, all kinds of meaty noms. It's your chicken salad. The chicken salad bar is what it is. All right, next picture.
Of course.
There
we go.
I don't know why in my entire life. I mean, if I was like, 6, 7 years old, that's something I might have done if I'd ever thought of this, but I never did. So, yeah.
Isn't it also like a federal offense or something to write on money?
It is. Yeah, it is. You're not supposed to it's also a federal offense it's a federal offense to write on it. It's a federal offense to destroy it. You can't.
Really?
Yeah, it is. You can't destroy it on purpose.
I didn't know that.
But the problem is when you write on a bill like this, they can't really. There's nothing they can do to find you. So it's true. Well, and you have to go on. Anyway, next picture. Manager special.
I want me 100.
Yep, I want me a couple of boxes of tasty ass crackers.
165 grams. It almost sounds like a medical. Is like, nurse, get me 165 grams of tasty ass crackers. Stat.
Tasty ass crackers for $1.99. Yes, that's
save $1.
No man, I don't know.
Tasty ass. Oh, I see, because assorted. Oh,
yeah, they were. Yeah, they're smashing it. But there is a reason, ladies and gentlemen, that we have things like full stops. We have periods for a reason. That period kind of goes after the ass. That's the whole point. But yeah, it's
So you could pay $1.99 for some tasty ass and some crackers. Yeah, but that's if you used a comma, then you'd be tasty ass and crackers. So yeah, I don't know. But anyway, on to the next picture. Well,
some people may look at this and they may be like, "Oh man, that's terrible and stupid, and why people do that?" I personally see no problem with parking a pool table out in the middle of the street and having a nice game of billiards in front of everyone. I have no problem with this.
Because for 2 reasons. One, I mean, first off, they ain't hurt nobody, and it's actually cool.
Yeah.
You have to watch it. Oh, look at that billiards game going over there. And two, when they get too drunk and it gets a little rowdy, we get to watch the bar fight.
Yeah, we get to watch
right there.
Yeah, then people can beat each other with pool cues, and that's a lot more interesting than people just waving their fists around. So, yeah, it gets all kinds of crazy. They can just, load a pool ball into a sock or something and start just beating some fuck over the head. So, yeah, it could get real interesting. So finally, we have our last picture of the day. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's got to be on purpose, right? Somebody didn't just accidentally do that, right?
Yeah, that hat. I mean, you can see because the two T's, they specifically put two articles of clothing over top of each other.
Yeah, that's on purpose. But for a minute, when I first saw this one, I was like, wait a minute, did somebody? I thought somebody photoshopped that under there, but it's like, wait, no, that's for real. That's just the sun shining through some clothing, and they just did that. Should be a new form of art, shadow art.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can make shadow stuff.
This reminds me of a woman I went to college with. She had one of the best shirts I ever. Speaking of clothing and the word twat, she had one of the best shirts ever. And she had just had a big old picture of George W. on it with war planes and stuff like that, explosions and everything. And it just wrote, "I support Bush's twat."
No.
The war against terror.
Yeah, that's right. Oh God. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Of course, now there are pictures. Awesome. Now there are pictures of George W. Bush going around that just say, "Do you miss me yet?" And the funny thing is, I kind of do at this point. I'm like, gotta admit, I kind of do.
Well, I mean, when your president can just go on TV and make funny quotes that you go, what a dumbass, instead of going to Twitter and making quotes that you go, oh God.
Like, oh God, why did he? Why he's starting a war on Twitter with other countries? How can we stop this? Yeah, it's terrible. But tell you what, guys, from this point, we're gonna take a little bit of a break, and we're gonna look at your new pictures, and we're gonna look at some other pictures. And then we're going to come back with the holidays and the Dear Two Letters. And so we will see you in just a few minutes.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the Australian Minute with Tyro Thunder Drone. Today we're going to be talking about something everybody knows in this land, and knows it very well, saltwater crocodiles, or as they're well known, salties. Now everybody knows that these things can get rather massive, the males topping out at about 6 meters and 2.2 thousand pounds, or a solid flat ton for the Australians. Females are a little bit on the skinny side, being only 3 meters and half of that. Still big! This places them solidly in the world's biggest reptile category. There is nothing else on this land bigger than them. Thank God. Now you might think you're safe, with these guys only being along the Australian coastline and along the northern parts of it anyway, but nope. These guys are all the way through the Indonesian parts and up to China and India. Wow, are they fucked! Now the reason why these guys are called saltwater crocodiles, and in fact why they have such a large extensive range, is because of how they actually deal with saline solutions. Saltwater crocodiles have a gland underneath their tongue that actually helps remove excess salt. And they're also built like a fucking tank. Thick scales, thick skin, and not a lot of permeable sources for salt to get in, means that they generally deal with it better than freshwater or smaller crocodiles. Now, crocodiles' hunting tactics are generally ambush tactics. They'll float gently across the water, looking like a dead piece of wood, until something comes within striking distance of them, and just bang! Grab their jaws around and pull them down underneath the water and go into a crocodile death roll. And the unfortunate animals that get eaten by crocodiles are cattle, horses, other crocodiles, kangaroos, and the odd human who gets to be the unlucky victim. This unfortunately meant that they were heavily hunted up until 1974. Because all their numbers had been brought down to such a critical level, the Australian government said, no more, we are protecting these animals. But the government's incentive to step in and start protecting the crocodile did certainly work, and crocodile farms started poking up. What is a crocodile farm, you might ask? Well, out in the wild, people will go and get the eggs from a crocodile's nest. If you ever think you've had a bad job in your life, you have never had a bad job like that. The females are very protective of their eggs. Despite being 3 meters, only 3 meters, they will absolutely eviscerate you if you get near their nests. So if you know a crocodile nest is nearby, just stay at home. But this means that the eggs are taken to captivity, raised, and then released out into the wild as fully grown adults. They can take care of themselves pretty much from the get-go. But that also means that they're farmed for meat and skin. So if you happen to see an Australian brand crocodile bag, crocodile boots, belt, what have you, don't feel bad about buying it, okay? These things are farmed, they are all over the place, and 9 times out of 10, you're actually helping people. So feel free to go indulge yourself and eat the crocodile meat. It's a little bit like chicken. But this has been the Australian Minute with Tyro Thunderdrone. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm off to wrestle something.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Just wanted to let you know, if you do want to send pictures in for our break, send them into dear2letters@hotmail.com. And every week when we get pictures, we put them all up first, so you guys get to check them out and see them. I don't think the show is the same without that interaction, without seeing the pictures that folks send in. And
absolutely,
we were during the break. Me and Hoofy were mentioning that last week we forgot to give an assignment. So
yes, we brain farted it.
We did. So we're gonna give you another assignment this time, because so far we've done water, and then we did bugs, and we got tons of bugs. So now, since it is in the middle of summer and the weather is getting awfully hot, there's one thing that we all, well, most of us maybe, like to do in the summer, and that is have barbecues, go out picnicking, and stuff like that. So
yes,
why not send us in some pictures of a barbecue or a picnic that you're having, or just some summer foods that you like to eat. Something like that. Just make it food, summer food oriented.
The cooking, dishes of summer food. You know what? Unlike some certain protesters in London, it could even be vegan. So long as it fits within the theme of summer picnicky fun.
That's true. Send in pictures of vegan food. I may not always, depending on what the vegan food is, mind you. Generally, if it's like natural vegan food, like stuff that's like come right out of the ground, like vegetables and fruits and things like that, generally that stuff is pretty good. I don't like the vegan food when they start trying to make it taste like meat, but then it doesn't, because now they've got 1,200 ingredients that you've never heard of before, and it just tastes like crap. So some vegan foods, and especially the vegetable-y ones, they look really good. Oh, I mean, they look wonderful. Well, for me they do, but I'm
sure it does something for some people.
Yeah.
I mean, you do realize that the stuff that's made to look and taste like meat, that the purpose of them is to try and is for those people who are trying to get off of meat. Like those people who are trying to transition. Like that's their purpose.
I have ideas about that, but we'll probably talk about that at some point. But anyway, let's move on and let's do the holidays.
What are your holidays? Teen Twine.
So, coming up this week, we've got some holidays, and I know you all want to know what they are because, I mean, I personally think there should be a holiday every day, and actually, there kind of is. And so,
kinda, there is.
Yeah, there is some kind of day every day. So I think there's no reason we can't all just make every day a celebration at this day and age. So let's find out what we got. Monday is International Tiger Day. So, if you like tigers, or if you are a tiger in the furry fandom, happy day to you. You have a happy day. I hope your day.
Happy Tiger Day. Happy Tiger Day.
Yes.
May all your fur be nice and striped. Happy Tiger Day to you.
And it doesn't matter what kind of tiger. If you're the orange kind, that's great. If you're the white kind, that's cool. I know there's a lot of people out there that like the albino tigers, the white ones that have the black stripes. Personally, I like the orange ones because orange and black go really well together, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's just a really cool thing that they got going on there. It's neat.
I agree. They're just like big, beefy animals. Ooh, they look awesome.
Mm-hmm. They're pretty cool.
Paws as big as your face.
Yeah, and they do. They have massive, they can just knock you over. Just bonk. Just, you know what? I'm a tiger. Get the hell out of my way. Bonk. And they just knock you over. This is what they do. So, anyway, Tuesday. Oh, I don't know. Maybe you'll like that. You surprised me before, especially with the cheese dogs last week, or the chili dogs. I'm
chili dogs.
Was really surprised that you did not get behind chili dogs. So I don't know about this one.
Okay.
But Tuesday is National Cheesecake Day.
Gimme.
Okay.
Right here, in my face. Cheesecake is the best dessert out of all desserts.
I knew that you liked it. I was just screwing around.
You put a cheesecake down in front of me and turn around. When you turn back around, it ain't gonna be there.
Well, see, the last time I was at your house, they were like, okay, let's go out and let's get some Jello. I'm like, okay, Jello, fine.
Oh yeah.
And then he turned around and he made this cheesecake. I picked grape. And they made this, and the funny thing is that we got all into recording and doing some crazy things, and I never got to taste it. I never got to try it. Was it any good?
It actually turned out really interesting. Okay. It was not bad.
Okay.
Like, I know interesting in artistic sense is when you say something bad, but I mean, it wasn't bad by any sense, but it was actually, it had this, it strange how the grape flavor went well, like strangely well with the cheesecake flavor. It was weird.
Nice. Well, we'll have to try that again someday.
What's that recipe? Just ask me sometime. I'll hit you up with it.
On Wednesday this week, and I know there are people out there who are like, this is National Cotton Candy Day.
Oh, so don't tell Cindy. Don't tell Cindy. She would buy all the cotton candy in the world.
Does she like
She's
it?
all about cotton candy. Oh my God.
So far, this week actually, I mean, it doesn't sound terribly healthy so far. I mean, we got cheesecake, we got cotton candy. It's like, uh-oh, where are we going next week?
After the end of it, what you just need to do is when you're editing this shit, you just at the end of every holiday, then Monday is blah, Tuesday is blah. Just put up that video of that guy just going diabetes.
Diabetes, because that's what we need.
Diabetes.
Thursday is, and I know some of you out there will appreciate this. Thursday is Spider-Man Day.
Ooh.
Yeah, day for those who like Spider-Man. You can celebrate spiders. You could shoot the webs from your wrists or from your butt or whichever you want to do.
I mean, I will clearly, like, without even hesitation, he is in my top 10 favorite superheroes of all time. It's Spider-Man. I love that dude.
See, I didn't even know there were more than 10.
Definitely my top 10.
I didn't even know there were more than 10 superheroes. I didn't even know. So I'll take. But yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah, he seems pretty cool. And I watched you play the Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man game. That was really neat too.
Oh, that game was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Seemed pretty cool. Friday. Oh God, here.
Uh-oh.
Here we go with more of the Beatus week. More of the Beatus week. Here we go. It's National Ice Cream Sandwich Day. And I'm all about that. Man, I'm gonna get so fat next week. It's gonna be stupid.
What's your favorite kind of ice cream sandwich?
Well, honestly, it's the chocolate chip mint chocolate chip ice cream sandwiches.
I've never seen a mint chocolate chip ice cream sandwich. Otherwise, that would be my favorite. But the one of all the ones I had, it's called the banana split
wow.
Ice cream sandwich. It's sort of like a Neapolitan thing. You know, it has the 3 ice creams in there. It has banana ice cream, vanilla, and chocolate.
Wow, yeah. I'm getting fat next week. I don't care. I know my name is 2, but by the end of next week, people are going to have to start calling me 5 or something. I'm just going to get big. So
200 pounds.
200, yes. Saturday is, and I know some people out there won't like this one, but I do. Saturday is National Mustard Day.
Okay.
Personally, mustard. Here's the difference. A lot of people are like, well, mustard or ketchup. I always pick mustard. The reason I pick mustard is because there's one ketchup. There's one kind of ketchup, and that's it. It's
True.
Tomatoes and whatever it takes to make ketchup. With mustard, there's like 100 different kinds of mustard. You can have stone ground. You can have the honey mustard. You can have there's lots of different kinds of mustard, and I love it. I love the stuff. So, yeah.
Until last week, I hated mustard with a passion.
Really?
Yes. But last week we got this thing. You hear like those deliver food things and then you make it yourself?
Yeah.
Like HelloFresh. We got a HelloFresh thing, and there was this one that was called buttered up steak.
Okay.
And the butter they had us make, it had like, butter and some things and other things, and then you put a big old thing of mustard in there. And I don't think I would ever want mustard on anything by itself, but it added this really interesting zing to that butter that was actually really, really good.
Well, there's one thing, and only one thing that I want mustard on, and that is my mouth. I want it in my mouth all the time. I want it in my face. So, yeah. But Sunday coming up here is, for those fans out there, it is National Doll Day. And I know there are a lot of people out there that still, they collect like the porcelain dolls and the really fancy ones, old Barbie dolls, things like that. So yeah, it's a thing. So that's all coming up.
A day for everybody.
Yeah, a day for everybody, and we're all gonna be fatter by the end of the week.
And then we can all be fatter by Sunday, and then on Sunday we can buy those the new body shapes for Barbie, like the fat Barbie.
Yeah, that's right. We could. Yeah, the new. Oh god, the new.
Because they have the Barbies that all come in the different body shapes now.
Yeah, they've really been working on that stuff for a while. That's crazy stuff where Barbie has gone in the last 100, 200 years it's been around. So yeah, it's been a while. Anyway, for the time being, let's move on to Dear Two Letters.
It's Dear Two Letters.
So we're gonna get on with these letters today. If you want to send in a Dear Two letter, send it in to dear2letters@hotmail.com. And we will try our best to put it on the show. We always love doing these. And by the way, there's some that I haven't included really. And they came in through the letters and through here, but they're mainly just some people that were like saying hello to Noodle. A lot of people wanted to say hi to Noodle.
Aw, yay!
So Noodle says hello and that he loves you and that also he loves leaves. So that's what he does, because he loves people and he loves leaves. So even though he's a she now, remember? Yeah. He's gotten like a lot. I think he's gotten bigger than I think the biggest male snakes of his species get. So yeah, I think Noodle is a girl snake now. So always was a girl snake, but I just didn't know it.
I mean, you could take Noodle to the vet to get an official test or something.
I can
to determine.
I can, but honestly, I don't really care that much. I mean, Noodle's my sweet little cuddle baby, and I don't care, girl or boy, it doesn't matter. Noodle is Noodle, and Noodle is the Noodle thing, and he noodles all over the place. But anyway, here we go. Dear Two, been a fan of your work for about 15 years now. Your rants and routines got me through the jobless times, the military hell, and now keep me entertained as a truck driver. I hope you put your older stuff, as that would be great company during long, lonely drives I have to spend away from my wife. You're a treasure to myself and your fans, and I personally would be a lot worse off without your works. Also, hello to Featherhoof. I don't know you, but you seem cool. So there you go.
I mean, if you could just stop by and look me up on YouTube, Featherhoof Gaming, at any time, and you can get to know me.
That's true. That's true. He's got a lot of games and he's got a lot of fun.
Twitch.tv/Featherhoof.
Yeah. Yeah, you You are an
Gets no
amazing
be live.
You are an amazing person for somebody who has a full-time job and a family, even though it's a small family. I've never seen somebody that has so much work as you do still able to make daily videos and do Twitch streams every week. That is so crazy. You're just
sometimes it hurts. It does.
You must not get much sleep. Yeah. But
what is that? What I've never heard of, what is this word you say?
I don't know. I can't Schleigelhaufen. I can't remember anymore. But yeah, well anyway, well, you're very welcome. When we do these shows, we always want to make sure that we can, put a smile on somebody's face and, pick them up after a long, hard week. If there's, if you've had some frowns during the week, we don't like that. That's against our policy. So we're gonna stop that from happening if we can. So
if you do have one of them frowns, we have specifically a frown exchange department.
We do.
You can bring in your frown, and we will take it from you, and we will exchange it with a smile.
Yeah.
Or even a laugh.
Smiles are better, which this is something that I think right now a lot of people really aren't realizing is that smiles are much better because there are a lot of people out there right now that just want to frown. They just want to be angry and they want to frown at everything they can. You know what? Flip it around, turn it into a smile. It's a lot better for you and everybody else.
I have heard, I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard that it actually takes less muscles and energy to smile than it does to frown.
I don't know about that. It seems right now that people, they seem to want, attention. They seem to want an audience for being upset about things. And because it's a little too much work to actually go out and create something that can make people smile or that would cause you all I have to do is just frown and I can get an audience. And so that seems to happen right now, but I'll tell you, it's a lot more enjoyable with your own life if you flip that frown upside down, as they say, and put your energy out there and create something for everybody else. That's just so much. It's so much more thrilling in life to do that, and you wind up being a happy person and not pissed off all the time. So that's good. That's always a good thing.
If only people would do that.
If only they would do that. Let's see here. Next letter. Dear 2, I was wondering if you would ever like to come to Portugal. It's a beautiful vacation place where most of our tourists enjoy the hospitality and amazing food. I would also love if you wouldn't mind being introduced to a friend of mine. You've been a big inspiration for him and his passion for animation and drawing, but sadly, he lost most of his vision and I wanted to help him a bit by getting him to meet you one day. Thank you for all you've been doing. Keep it up and keep those boogets going. Sincere Bree from Nil. I would love Portugal is a place I've never been there. That's a place I've never been, and would always love to go there. I mean, any place in that area is really awesome, and I'm grateful to hear about your friend and their passion for animation and drawing. I am sad to hear about his loss of vision, but tell you what, let him know that I said to keep going and keep doing what he can to live out what he dreams he can do in his life and just to continue on the best he can. And I'm right here behind him, so if he needs support, I'm sure Featherhoof is too.
I would gladly. I mean, I'll tell you what though, I've never been to Portugal.
Yeah,
I've been to Spain though.
Yeah,
now, they're attached. I mean, it's still, they could be totally different things across that line. I don't know, but I've been out in that area. God, is that area gorgeous? I mean, Jesus Christ, it's beautiful.
Something I've heard.
Something about that area, like especially in Spain. Hopefully Portugal's like this too, but you always see their culture in everything. The buildings, the streets, the people, and it's just you see the modernization with it, but there's the buildings, the people, everything. Just like it's like a culture. Look at it; it's right here. You don't need to find it; it's there.
It's just all over the place.
Gorgeous.
They painted the place with culture.
And I've never met friendlier people than when I was out there. Jesus Christ, it's awesome.
Well, one thing I do know about Portugal, well, I don't know this, but I've heard this about Portugal.
Yeah.
Is that the food there is amazing. I've heard the food is just amazing in Portugal. So yeah, and it'd be another place that I could see and meet people and get some more perspective in my life. I would love that. I would love to do that.
Same here. I would love, like I said, I've visited once, like I said, Spain once. I would love to go there again and also to visit Portugal because that would just be, that would be awesome.
Would be awesome. Let's see here. Next letter, Dear 2. Well, nail me to the floor, pump me full of epinephrine. Oh no, not that. And call me a full-body twitch. I almost forgot you could figure out opposites for anything. Anyway, here's a few of the things which I'd like to know the opposites. Oh, great. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, navel lent. The opposite of navel lent is a 5 cubic square block of empty space around Europa, I believe. Yeah. So yeah,
okay.
That's the way that
I can see that.
Yep. Onomatopoeia. Okay. Onomatopoeia. The opposite of onomatopoeia would have to be something with. Okay, it'd have to do with. Oh yeah, that's when you put an exponent over the number 43. The exponent is the opposite there.
Okay.
Yeah. That's,
Like. Not its answer, but specifically the exponent.
Yeah, just specifically the exponent. A dragon chugging hot sauce. Okay, that would be, oh God, that's a hole in the Arctic. How'd you come up with that one? Wow, that was awesome, dude. Yeah, that's a hole in the ground in the Arctic. Wow, oh, that one's simple one there.
Please, I mean, the fact that he needed to ask that, I mean, really.
Yeah. The quixotic behavior of white knights. Oh, goodness.
Man knows some words.
Yeah, okay, now, the actual opposite of that, this one's kind of funny. I know it sounds a little weird, but, it's kind of gross. It's like coconut with cheese on it. Yeah, I know it's kind of odd, but,
no.
that and, the opposite of a bug zapper. I think that would be Frankenstein. I'm pretty sure that would be Frankenstein. So, yeah.
I always thought the opposite of a bug zapper would be a boring time.
Yeah, man. Where are those things anymore? I don't know. People don't have them anymore.
I know those things. I mean, maybe we'll chuck this up to just like a short attention span, but there was just something about when you go camping and you put up a bug zapper, you sit there and stare at it.
Yeah.
And you're waiting. Yeah, and you're waiting for that. You almost let mosquitoes bite you, just because you know what happens when a mosquito with a full belly hits a bug zapper.
Oh yeah. and then there's that time, like once a night, like one time a night, where the moth will go in there, and that's a good couple of minutes of fun right there. You could roast your marshmallows on top of that bitch. Yeah, that's just crazy. Anyway, that letter came from someone called Bare Naked Ladies, which I remember that band. But anyway, moving on. Dear Tube, with the seemingly increased sexualization and fetishization of furry pride parades around the world, I don't exactly approve of furries taking their fursuits to these events. These, in my mind, makes the masses associate furry costumes and subculture with fetish gear and sexual depravity, and don't help my case when talking about my fandom hobby to my friends. It's also in a conflict to the "it's not about sex" phrase that furries keep parroting all the time. I know we can't stop members of the fandom in which sexual minorities are so prevalent, but from taking part in the pride events, but I wish that they would use some constraint. What do you think? Are furries taking part in such widely publicized events hurting the general image of the fandom, or am I worrying too much about over trivialities? This is from an anonymous. I'm going to make my answer simple there. I have been saying that this has been true even before the furries were walking around in the pride events. I don't think that pride events, as they are now, I don't think they're doing anything to win anybody over. I mean, the whole point, they say, is, well, we're trying to put ourselves out there so we can gain gay acceptance. And it's like, but you're marching around naked and painted purple and blowing on a flute, and there's a guy, flapping your dick back and forth at the same time you do. This isn't gonna, to win respect, you have to act respectably. And a gay pride parade doesn't really do that. So, no, I actually don't think that furries taking place in pride parades, I don't think that's doing anybody any favors. I really don't. But that's just my own opinion.
I don't think it's doing any favors, but the thing is, it's no different than the he's talking about, people were parroting the line, it's not all, furries isn't about the sex. The problem is, when I go through Twitter daily, I keep seeing these things. It's like, what the furry fandom is about normalizing sexual behavior or making, sex not so demonized. It's like,
which is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on. My idea with you've spent your years giving your feelings on Pride, Gay Pride Parade. My feeling on it is that I think it is a good idea. I think it's a fantastic idea, to be perfectly honest. It does, it does its purpose. The problem is that, unfortunately, like you said, there are the people out there who use it to. I think that there is people who is using the Gay Pride Parade to try and push their sexual fetishes.
Well, yeah, I mean, to me, it's kind of like
I've seen videos of the Gay Pride Parades. I don't see, just hundreds of videos of people out there naked and doing everything else. I mean, that's a small contingent of it. I've seen people out there they're fully clothed and they're holding hands with their loved one and holding the signs and the flags, and that's an amazing thing.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, the news media, of course, they like to show all the people who are running around just with no clothes on, anything like that. But to me, it's almost like, a parade of people who are against fires marching down the street and setting everything on fire. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, well, we're trying to get attention until people stop fires. It's like, no, that's not how you do it. But I don't know. To me, I think at this point that, and I've talked to people about this, and I've had plenty of people who are into gay pride tell me that at this point, this is basically thumbing their nose at things like Stonewall and the times that they got, ran out of the, because it used to be bad. They used to get run out of bars because they were there. And I've had a lot of people say, no, this is a party in the streets, and we're throwing we're thumbing our nose at all authority because we can do this now. And if that's the case,
I want to disagree a little bit. Because it's like, the problem is because we still call it the Gay Pride Parade, but the thing is that it's not the Gay Pride Parade anymore.
Not really.
It's the LGBT parade, the LGBT plus.
It's the
parade.
Everybody but white people parade. Yeah.
Well, it's like because there is a problem with acceptance with people that are trans and all those other letters after the T.
Yeah.
And the Gay Pride Parade has turned into an acceptance parade. I mean, I think they should change the name of it. It should be a little more inclusive in their name if they're going to keep calling it that. If they're going to keep going in that direction with it. But I mean, I think it does still serve a purpose because there are still people. I mean, yes, gays have now finally gotten. It's not foolproof. It's not all right yet. There's still problems, but they have gotten most of the rights. They've gotten most of the freedoms that everyone else enjoys. Now they're using that momentum that they've gathered from these past couple of years to help extend that to the other parts of the T plus.
That's possible. And by the way, I just want to say a minute ago, I misspoke. I didn't mean to. I said it's the Everybody But White People Parade. I didn't mean that. I meant it's Everybody But the Straight People Parade. Is what I was about to say. I didn't mean white people. That came out of my mouth for some dumb reason.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, do we need it though? I mean, do straight people need it? We don't.
Well, I don't think anybody needs it, but that's just me. Anyway, next letter, and this is the last one for today. Dear Tube, I'm sure you're aware, like I am, of the stereotype of American beer being piss water compared to many European ones. At first, I thought this might have something to do with the strength of the beer, so I did some research and contacted some of my American friends. It turns out that American beer is on average just as strong as the average European one, 4.5 to 4.7%. Thank you very much for noticing that. I have had so many people from mainly the UK, but also from Europe. It's like, well, your beer over there is not strong as ours is. And it's like, dude, we get your beer over there. We import your beer. We can drink your beer. And our beer is just as strong. There's no difference. Anyway, he says, if it's not the strength of the beer that makes it piss, what is it about it then? Although the tit of the mistress ethyl alcohol is something I regularly suck on, I've never had a taste for beer, so I can't make a comparison. You, on the other hand, have tasted both. Makes a beer to the content that I consider you quite the connoisseur. Oh, thank you. Hence, can you elaborate on what differences American beer is from its European counterparts? And this is from the Evil Fox.
Hi, Evil Fox.
Yeah, Evil Fox, hi. And one of our regular writers. Okay, American beer is... The problem with American beer, we have good beer over here. You can even ask, I've had plenty of European friends come over, and they'll be like, oh god, I gotta drink American beer, and then they'll try to get something like Budweiser or Miller Lite or something like that. And so I will smack it out of their hands, be like, don't drink that, drink this. And I'll give them a good American beer, because American beer, we have a lot of good beers over here. We just don't export them. We keep them here because we want that shit. We don't want anybody else to have it. We're gonna drink all that shit ourselves. So we do have a lot of beer over here that is very good. In fact, Stone Brewery, American brewery, actually just opened up a place in Berlin just recently. And
oh, really?
Yeah, people were having fun with that over there. So yeah, we've got good beer over here. If you can find it, there may be a place. There are a few places in Europe. I know you can get this, but it's going to be expensive over there. You can find Sam Adams. That's an American beer that starts on the good side. That's like, okay, most places, a lot of restaurants have that. It's pretty good. But outside of that, really, it's just the flavor. American beers, the ones that we ship everywhere, they're designed, I don't know why, to taste as close to water as possible. I mean, that's actually a British joke. It's like, how's that joke go? Oh crap, I can't remember it. I'll remember it later. Anyway.
Oh no, I remember this one commercial where they were doing that, where a guy walks out and it starts raining. And he tastes it. He's like, it's raining beer. It's raining beer. He's like going to professing, it's raining beer. He like runs into this bar where everyone's like drinking some other brand of beer, and the narrator's like, when the shit you drink is, you can't differentiate the taste between water and beer anymore.
Yeah,
this brand of beer.
That's about right. Well, and that's true, because there are a lot of American beers that and it's generally the ones that we ship everywhere else. Those are the ones that they taste horrible. They're horrible. And so no thanks.
I was in the beer aisle at Walmart once, and they had this big thing. It was like, I want to say it was Coors. It had Coors, and then it had like a helmet of the Cleveland Browns on it. It's like, support the Browns.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, when you want to be disappointed twice.
Nice. It's a good slogan for them. They ought to try it. Anyway, guys, if you want to write in a Dear 2 letter, just send it to dear2letters@hotmail.com. And we'll try our best to read it. We love all the letters we get. That's the same place if you want to send in pictures for the break. Right now,
which of course you do,
and we're very happy for that. Right now, we're gonna take a short break, and we're gonna come back with more 2 cents for you. But before that happens, you got to go to my Patreon and sign up to be one of my producers for just $5 a month, cheaper than the cost of a kick in the balls at a feminist parade.
Wait, don't they give those out for free?
There you go. It's cheaper than that. So,
what?
No, I don't know. You get the full version of the show with exclusive content, and you get an MP3 download to put on your little music play device. And you get also a lot of little other, things that just exclusive little things that patrons get, and hopefully you will enjoy. So, plus a bunch of other stuff.
MP3 to put on your Zune.
Yeah, to put on your Zune. So anyway, head over to patreon.com, Ranting Gryphon, /Ranting Gryphon, and start your membership now. And it helps us all. It helps me, it helps the show, and it helps us create more content like that. But for everyone else, that is the show for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week on the 2 Cent Show, where I will have my 3rd butt cheek tattooed. Yeah.
Yummy.
Welcome back to the show. Hello, patrons.
Hi.
How are you doing? Hope you're doing good today.
Did you miss us?
Hope so. This week was a hard week, and I did look. I looked everywhere for just like, the normal kind of news that I like to put on 2 cents, but everything was so thrown off by Trump tweeting certain things, and then the Mueller report, and all this junk that was just got thrown. And and there are a lot of people right now, a lot of centrist, reporters that are saying, people are getting sick of this. They're just getting so tired of it. And
yeah,
I agree with them, because you have both the far sides of everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have the way far crazy regressive left, which are going insane. And then you have the right, and over on the right side of things, on the extreme right, that's where all the Nazis and things are. And honestly,
right.
We know what they are, and they suck. And
that's not a question. That's an undeniable statement.
Yeah, that's just, they suck. We know they suck, but they don't have a lot of, they're not saying a lot. They're not sitting around. I mean, I can't find Nazi news propaganda every day. However, on the left, I find it all the time, and you have people that are in the rest of the world, like everything that's not far left, everybody else on that level is just sick of hearing it. Everybody is so sick of it that they don't want to hear it anymore, and it's causing me to turn off the news lately. It's like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
One could also argue that because the regressive left, as you put it, they are actually making it so that Twitter and the news sites and everywhere else are removing all that shit.
Yeah.
They're taking it all down. So of course you're not going to see it because it keeps getting taken down.
Yeah. They're getting, and I don't know why. I'm thinking that maybe it's a case where these large companies believe that, okay, we got a bunch of young white kids and they all went to college on their mommy and daddy's dime. They've got their parents' credit card. So we need to follow what they do because they'll buy things, whereas other people won't. That may be a thing. I don't know. I'm not going to say that for certain because I don't know for sure, but it could be,
people are saying that people are getting sick and tired of it, but the thing is that it's something that we don't need to be getting tired of. We do need to be watching, because when we have a president who stands up in front of a bunch of, was it high school or college students and just went, Article 2 gives me the power to do whatever the fuck I want. It's
well, there is that, and then there's today. Today was weird because people are calling out Donald Trump again. Apparently, he made some tweet somewhere, and they're like, "This is a racist tweet." And it's like, I looked at the tweet.
Oh yeah.
And what he said was that he was talking about Baltimore. I don't know if you've ever been to Baltimore.
It's a different one. I have not yet.
Okay, Baltimore it's nasty. Baltimore is horrible. Baltimore is the only city, other than Detroit in the United States, that people are leaving. They're getting smaller because people are actually leaving it. And he called, probably he shouldn't do this because he is the president, but he called it a rodent and rat infested hellhole. That's what he called.
Wow.
Yeah, he called Baltimore that. But here's the news media suddenly, and they're saying, okay, Trump has made another racist tweet. And it's like, wait, what? Where? It's like, well, he said it was a rodent and rat infested, hellhole. And I'm like, yeah, where's the race in that? They're like, he said the word infested. That's racist when you say infested.
What?
I'm like, that's what the news media is saying now. He's saying, made another racist tweet. Look, I put out this video not terribly long ago on I think I tweeted it to Twitter. And it was this video on stop making me defend Trump. I don't know if you happen to watch that. It was really cool. Because you have this guy, and he's just a normal guy, and he's sitting at work, and people are just saying this stuff about Trump that's just not true whatsoever. And he'll turn around and be like, actually, that's not really what happened. This happened. And they'll be like, oh my God, you Trump supporter. And they walk away from him. And by the end of the video, he has no friends whatsoever. And it's like, stop making me defend Trump. Stop being so full of shit that I have to defend this asshole,
If you're gonna hate somebody, and it's one of my favorite quotes from an old game I used to play called Soul Reaver 2.
Oh yeah.
It's like, it's like, if you're gonna hate me, He's like, hate me, but do it honestly.
Yeah. I've
It's
always
like,
been that way.
Seriously.
Yeah, I've always said that.
If they hate somebody for... I mean, they're probably just riding the high off of that. Yeah, he did make that racist tweet about the 4 congresswomen. He's like, go back to where the fuck you go, where you came from, even though 3 of them are born here.
3 of them were born
citizens.
here. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Yeah, the go back, you could kind of stretch that and say, okay, that's probably racist, but saying the word
that's not a stretch though, dude.
saying the word infested though,
yeah, that's stupid.
that's dumb. So it's like
people. But so are you telling me that from time immemorial, when people have said that, because people have said that's a common phrase.
Yeah.
It's a rat-infested hellhole. That's a common phrase. So they've all been racist throughout time.
It's racist now because Trump said it. Yeah. So, and I ask everybody out there, please stop making me defend this asshole. I want to say the same thing to everybody. It's like, don't come up to me and it's like, well, Trump did blah blah blah. It's like, no, he didn't do that. Why are you saying that? And it makes me defend Trump, and I don't want to defend Trump, but. Imagine how full of shit you have to be to have somebody defend Trump. It is, God.
I'll never defend the man. No way in hell will I ever defend that man. But I will say, it's like, look, that did not happen. Just
Well, that's what they call defending him. But anyway. Hey, you know what? Let's go back before a time when Trump was even a thing. Let's take a look back.
Can we, please?
We can do that. Let's go to this week in history.
And now, we examine the history.
Okay, so in 1990, most of you are probably around then. What?
I thought you said this was before Trump. He was alive then.
Well, but he wasn't a thing then. I said before he was a thing. And I don't really consider him a thing before that. Anyway, in 1990, this is next week in history, the invasion of Kuwait begins. And that happened next week. So
that's a significant event.
It was, and since it led to the war in Iraq and then Afghanistan and all that. In 1981,
that wasn't MASH, was it?
Huh?
Was MASH the war in Kuwait? The show MASH?
No, that was in Korea.
Korea? Oh, that's Korea. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah. That would have been in the 1950s that happened, or 60s, something like that.
Right. You're right. I'm an idiot.
In 1981, music television is launched. MTV, basically. Yeah. MTV was launched. We're going to take a little bit of a jump back here. In 1946, the world's first theme park opens its doors in Santa Claus, Indiana.
Really?
Yeah.
The very first?
Apparently.
The very first was 46?
The very first was 46, and it opened up in Indiana, believe it or not.
What was the theme?
I don't know that. They didn't even mention its name, so I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up, but...
Corn.
Corn. Yeah, it's Indiana, right? It's Indiana. This is like, come on over to Cornland where you can get your corn. It's just all the rides are themed after corns. Getting something to spin around and they throw corn on you. Like here, here, creamed corn, all good corn, roasted corn, all kinds of corn. Yeah, that have to be it.
Don't sit in the cream corn splash zone.
Yeah. Now, 2 years earlier than that, in 1944, Anne Frank was captured.
Oh.
So yeah, they caught up with Anne Frank next week in 1944. Reader diaries, they're interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. But in 1932, the Summer Olympics opened in Los Angeles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I was actually not aware that Los Angeles had Olympics once. I didn't know that. But
me either. No.
But, yeah, they did.
That's neat.
Now back to 1900, Firestone Tire and Rubber Company is founded.
All right. So we've been having shitty tires since the 1900s. Great.
Yeah, we've been having that where the side rips off all the time. I forgot what they called that, but yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That metal band or whatever.
Well, where the side of the tire just pops out and your tire's just done. Yeah. And finally, in 1870, the world's first underground railroad opened. 1870.
Like a subway or?
I don't know. I guess. I mean, an underground railroad, that is a subway, so, you know.
Yeah. Like where? Where was this?
Doesn't say.
Oh.
Does not say. But
I'm curious about that.
That seems kind of long ago for a subway to open in 1870. Yeah. So.
I always thought that was more of a modern-ish technology.
Yeah, I guess it was. I mean, well, they had trains and they had rails and they could dig. As long as you got some metal and a train and a guy with a shovel, I suppose you can make a subway. You know, you can send it right to Indiana, and as soon as you get there, they throw corn on you. And it's corn day. Yay! Every day is corn day in Indiana. Corn. Nom. I'm gonna make some bacon sometime soon is what I'm gonna do. I love bacon. Oh, turned out so well.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, we got dumb laws coming up here. Some of these are interesting. We'll show them to you.
Pay attention to the dumbness of our laws.
All right, so this time we're going with Hawaii.
Ooh.
Dumb laws from Hawaii. Now, if I'm either wrong. I'm either slightly wrong about this or I'm right about this. And I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I'm not very wrong about it. I know that. If I'm wrong about it,
okay.
I'm only the tiniest itty bitty like a tic tac wrong about it. Just that's all. But I think Hawaii was the last state that was ever brought into the United States. Am I right about that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Because I know the last two were Alaska and Hawaii. And I don't know which one was which. But either way, first strange law. In Honolulu, it is illegal. Get this. Only in Honolulu, by the way. It is illegal to annoy birds while in the limits of a public park.
Wait, how do they determine the birds are annoyed?
Well, I imagine the birds tell them. I would tell them, I think this is the best law ever. Don't annoy birds. You know, that's the best thing. This is the best law I've ever heard of. It's like, you know, if you had a law all over the place, don't annoy birds, I'd be like, yep, I'm moving there.
So, wait, if you were to capture a bird and get out of Honolulu to the neighboring city, you could annoy them all the shit you want.
Yeah, then you could just sit there and you could snap them on the butt with a towel and you could, you know, flip rubber bands at them and it's like, oh, come on, and be like, shut up. You're not in Honolulu anymore, you little bitch. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's how that works. But anyway, second law, it is illegal to have more than one alcoholic beverage in front of you at any given time.
So you cannot have two beers in front of you. No, wait, what if one of them is just an empty can?
Well, that's not really a beer. That's just an empty can. So that's fine.
Okay, but two unopened beers sitting in front of you.
Yeah, I can't.
You're now a criminal.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't, apparently not. You have to, you can't have that, you know, that last, you know, nasty drink of beer that's at the bottom of the bottle that always flips his finger at you. You can't have it. You got to drink it, or else you can't have another one, you know, so there you go.
That means that when you're at a table with three other people, only one of you is allowed to have a beer.
Why is that?
Otherwise, all four of you go to jail, because there'd be more than one beer in front of you.
I'd have to know how far in front of you. We need some... Yeah, we need some priorities here. How far in front of a person? Where's the limits here? Do they have... Can they draw little, circles on the table so you can see? Is that what you're gonna...
Like, you know, get that technology used for the football games where they draw the lines.
Yeah, just put it on the table. That way you know exactly where you can put your one beer. And then any beer outside of that is just, it's on its own. So, yeah, weird. Number 3. At one given point in time, it was illegal to leave home without knowing your destination. What? The look on it. God, the look on Huffy's face right now was just beautiful. Oh my God.
Wait, shit, no, have these people never just got in their car and drove for the sake of driving, just to go places for the sake of it?
I am not sure. I'm thinking maybe, and I'm not sure about this, maybe this is for tourists, because there were too many tourists that would just go out and be like, where are you going? I don't know, I'm gonna go somewhere. And then they wind up lost in the fucking jungle or something. Maybe? I'm not sure about that. Yeah.
I've never been to Hawaii, so I don't know it's
jungle.
I couldn't imagine there being a big enough jungle to get lost in, but...
Actually, that just happened a few weeks ago with somebody.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Somebody wound up getting out of there. They went out for a walk on their own, and they fell into this pit and, survived in there for, 8 days on their own, which was amazing that they even found her. But, yeah, they found her, and they brought her out, and it's like, whoa, what happened?
Damn.
It's like, well, I was walking around, this happened, that happened, and I fell down here and I couldn't get out. So I don't know, maybe it's that, but I don't think that law, I don't like that law. Because sometimes I just want to leave home and not go anywhere. I want to just drive around or walk around or something. Nah.
Seriously, that's fun to do. It's just like I'm just gonna like in Skyrim, you spin around 3 times and just go that way.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to go see what's over that way today.
See the next one. As of 2014, it became illegal for police officers. Oh God.
Oh no. What?
It became illegal for police officers to have sex with prostitutes during an investigation. Were they doing this a lot?
I have a question.
Okay.
Is prostitution legal there?
I don't think it is.
So now it's double illegal under a specific circumstance?
I guess. I don't know why. I don't know why cops would be having sex unless this was like for like police officers to go and have sex with a prostitute just so they could get information from them about a crime or something. I don't know. I have no idea.
That is the weirdest law. It's like, that should be one of those things that's like, no duh?
Yeah. Actually, that is not the weirdest law. The next one is.
Oh, okay.
Next one is, it is illegal to place coins in your ears. Because all these people out there just sticking coins in their ears, because some people don't have a purse. They don't have a little coin purse, so they stick them in their ears. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. That actually was a problem at one point.
Was it now?
Yeah, because children would see magicians doing the whole, oh, look at this coin in your ear. And they would, stupid kids would be like, that penny's going in there.
Oh, wow. Bitch. Huh. I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
I've heard of several medical cases of children shoving shit where it don't belong, like, coins in ears and in their mouth and up their nose and shit.
Yeah. I mean, I think they'd probably do it anyway, but I guess this law is like, no point in encouraging them to. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know.
This is probably, the next one's, it's a no-brainer, but feeding sharks is illegal. So, that's,
I know why.
Well,
because when they go to bust murderers, they go, oh, you murdered the guy. Oh, and you tried to hide the evidence by feeding it to a shark. That's double charges. Double charges.
Oh, I thought maybe it was just so that they wouldn't get a hold of a couple of raw squirrels and go to the nearest vegan bar and just start ripping them up in front of everybody just to disturb children. I don't know. Let's see. In the ancient Hawaiian Orkama tribe, it's illegal.
Okay.
What?
I don't know. I can't read it. What?
It's illegal for a man to eat his second wife.
First wife, fine. Third wife, go ahead. But it's specifically the second one.
I guess so. Is that misspelled? I mean, is that actually a law there?
I don't. What?
It's like you can't eat your second wife. You can eat your first wife. You can eat any other wife, but your second one you can't eat.
And only this one tribe. Apparently, all the other tribes are allowed to do this. This is one tribe that's illegal for.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. That's a weird one. That's a weird one.
I mean, if I was a woman in Hawaii, I'd be like, wait, have you been married before?
Yeah, did you marry before? Let me see all your records. I want to see. Oh man.
You better be a divorcee if I'm marrying you.
Well, this one's interesting. Killing a seeing eye dog is against the law. No, well, you would think. You would think so, but I'm
all about that.
In my brain, I'm thinking, okay, the dog is old. It has cancer. It's going to die.
What?
Can we put it down? Oh, maybe not.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I mean, obviously, going up to a seeing eye dog and stabbing them in the heart while the blind guy's going, what's going on? That obviously, you don't want that. You don't want that. But I'm thinking about what if it gets some disease that it can't recover from,
I'm pretty sure that's one of those extenuating circumstances that are outside the scope of the law.
Okay. Well, I would hope so.
But it's still the fact that law has to be made and said. It's like, really?
Yeah. No. Outside of that, no. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, it's pretty much illegal to kill. Like, I don't think you could shoot anybody's pet and just get away with it. You know, you're gonna go to jail for that either way. But, yeah, next one. It is unlawful for a shooting gallery to offer liquor as a prize. Good plan. That's a good plan. That one, yeah, that's a good one.
Start seeing more targets than there actually is after a while.
Yep. Start seeing more targets and start shooting at people and shooting up in the air. And okay, yeah, that's good. And finally, last one. Apparently, it is illegal to appear in public wearing only swimming trunks. This is Hawaii. In Hawaii, you can't just show up wearing swimming trunks? Really?
So you can't. So you got to go to the beach and wear a shirt. You have to wear a shirt when you're on the beach.
Gotta show up at the beach with, you know, a three-piece suit and a fucking tie and shit and get in the water. I don't know.
That's stupid. What?
I know, that's dumb. This has got to be one of those laws they don't actually enforce. I mean, that's just silly.
Well, I think it's because they don't want people walking into establishments and stuff like that, you know, all dripping wet in just their swim trunks and shit.
Maybe that's possibly it. Nah, I have no idea. Anyway, that's Hawaii for you guys. At this point, I think we could use some sense from the horse.
Does the horse have sense today?
Alrighty then. You know there's all these remakes out there, yeah?
Yeah, all tons of them.
Yep. And let's be perfectly honest, they suck.
Most of them do.
Yeah. But you know what sucks more?
What's that?
Losing your goddamn common sense and freaking the fuck out about them.
Yeah, suppose so.
I mean, look, it's one thing to have an opinion. I'll say, that new Lion King?
No way.
Thumbs down, garbage, it looks awful. I know my mother's going to buy it on DVD, because she buys everything Disney on DVD, and I'll probably see it then, but...
Good luck to you, man.
But what I can't stand is the people who are going out and writing these dissertations of just written hate and going just off the deep end about all these, oh, these fucking remakes are they're just fucking garbage and ruining my childhood and blah, 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 blah. No. Calm your tits. Chill the fuck out. Let's inject some common sense into this. The Lion King, the remake, is the 1995, I want to say, Lion King. Does that still exist? Is it still out there to watch? Is it still out there to buy? Can you watch it anytime you want? Guess what? Yes, it is. The original Mary Poppins is still out there. The original Cinderella is still out there. The original Beauty and the Beast is still out there. You can watch it anytime you want. What the fuck is it hurting you?
Exactly.
The original RoboCop is still there. The original Total Recall is still there. It does not hurt you in any way, shape, or form that this thing exists. Stop for a minute, use some common sense, and just, hey, you know what? Here's the thing. Because inject another, two common senses in one. Guess what gets the message across to people, to the creators of these movies? Do they sit there and read your 30-page dissertation about how their remake movie is bad? That survey says, ding! No, they don't. You know what they do listen to? Whether you actually went and saw it, whether you paid money to go see it. And guess what? Reading these dissertations, I went and saw the movie. You gave them money! You told them through your money you wanted to see this.
Yep. That's the way it works. They're financiers. That's who they listen to. Is like, what did we make off this? Oh, look, we did good. That's all they need to know.
Yeah. But they don't look at Rotten Tomato. They don't look at your personal Twitter reviews. They don't look at any of that. They look at how much money they made. So don't see it.
Yeah.
And guess what? Like I said, your favorite version of that movie still exists. People who were bitching about the 1982 The Blob remake, guess what? Their 1950 The Blob still exists, and they still watched that, while we watched the 1982 version.
Well, and that's something that I think people need to realize as well, is that if they're talking about, well, they're taking away my childhood, because I've seen that a lot. They're spoiling my childhood.
I hate that so much.
Let's think about this. when these people were growing up, before they wrote their dissertation on how much they hate the new Lion King, when I was growing up, the thing that happened on television, at least, was a bunch of anime. Things like Pokemon started coming out, things like stuff.
Yeah.
Now, if I was able to make a determination this is ruining my childhood, you wouldn't have had a childhood. You wouldn't have had one. So, think about it like this. You may not like it now, but the people who are watching it now, this is somebody else's childhood. Let them enjoy it. Let them enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, am I saying don't have an opinion? No, I am. You have all the opinions you want. I don't like the new Lion King, and I'll say so. But I'm not going to sit there and freak the fuck out over it. I'm sorry. That doesn't make any common sense.
I agree. And, well, this week, we did not have no patron party this week. Which, by the way, we're still kind of looking for ideas for you guys to send us ideas on something we could do other than the patron party, because we get some sometimes and other times we don't get any. Yeah. So we're kind of looking for something else we could do more consistently on a weekly basis. So send us ideas if you have them on something you might like to hear us do or say or see. So we will go on to Love It or Shove It.
You must love it or shove it.
All right, I got some. It was hard to find Love It's this week, but I found some.
I'm with you. They're actually had a hard time, because I like to differentiate my Love It's. I don't like to keep them on one subject, but it was a little hard this week.
Yeah, a little bit. My first love this week is the new Zim coming out.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Damn it.
The new Zim is coming now. I think it's only like, it's a movie or something like that. Okay, so it's like
it's a one-time thing.
Man, okay. If everybody goes out there, if all my little birdlings go out there and watch this, and everybody goes out there and watches it, and they watch it over and over again, and they love it a whole lot, then maybe they'll go, hey, this is getting a lot of attention. Maybe we could do more.
Well, here's the thing, is that it's not gonna.
Oh, really?
Because Yonan Vasquez does not want to work with Nickelodeon, and Nickelodeon actually owns the rights to Zim.
So it's a business thing. Oh, well. Well, I'm still looking forward to the new Zim that's going to come out. Can't wait to see it. It'll be the last episode in the whole thing, you know?
That trailer made me laugh so hard.
With him banging the toilet down? Yeah.
Yeah, because we always make the joke. I don't know if you hear us when we're doing collabs and stuff like that, or every once in a while you'll hear us go, processing. It was my favorite computer quote from Zim, but that trailer superseded that. Laugh with me, computer, laugh! I don't want to!
Yeah. My favorite one from the whole thing was where he goes down into his little basement where all the tech stuff is, and he just walks in and he goes, computer! And the computer goes, what? That's all. There was no responding or anything like that. It's just like, what? What do you want? That was good. I love that. So you have a Love It.
I do. The Nintendo Switch got doomed.
What do you mean? Oh, it did get doomed.
It got Doom 1, it got Doom 2, it got Doom 3, all three of them with all their expansions and additions and everything, and even adding local co-op to 1 and 2.
Really? Yeah, I've heard some complaints already about this. Although I don't know if they're big complaints or just people just being stupid. But the first thing is that you have to have an account.
That is my probably Bethesda Net account, and every time you open the game, it has to spend like 3 minutes loading into it.
Well, and the reason for that is because it's DRM, so you have to constantly be online. So those are the two complaints I've heard about it. But honestly, I don't really care. That's fine. I mean, that's good. I'm good.
Dude, there is nothing like taking your Switch, putting it in handheld mode, and fucking playing the original Doom.
That's just awesome.
It's so good.
That's just really cool. Well, I have an interesting I have another Love It. And that is that I think it was what's today? It's like the
today's the 28th.
The 28th. I knew that. Yeah, okay. So it was this last week. People in the government, strangely enough, got together and voted on something that that I think everybody will actually like. They voted on no more robocalls. They're getting rid of robocalls.
My God.
See, right now, right now they can't. Here's the thing, and I looked this up. I read about it. They can't legally. Nobody can legally make robocalls. They can make them if you're already like subscribed to their service or you're one of their customers already. But all these robocalls that you hear coming out everywhere, they're not legal. They're not being done legally. So they're gonna shut these down. They're making a new law that's gonna shut them all down, and they won't be able to do that anymore. And they get clicks. I'm gonna give them clicks right here. Clicks for me. Clicks. Yep. So yeah, that's my second love it. Now we got the shove-its. Oh boy.
I don't get a second love it.
Oh, you do get a second love it. I'm sorry, I forgot. You get a second love it. Yes.
I know. Usually I do the love it's first. But
yeah, I got flipped around. Sorry,
you took off there. And again, just sticking with the whole Switch thing. One of my most anticipated games of this entire year finally came out. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Super excited about that.
Oh, awesome!
Came out this week. It's like basically like chess to little men on a big grid. You move them around, and you medieval. I find the series awesome. It's like I said, it's one of my most anticipated games of the year. I put it out to you guys, you patrons, if you're playing it. I need to know what house did you choose? Team Golden Deer here. So.
Oh, nice. I'll go with Gryffindor, but that's just me.
That's not a thing.
So now we'll move on to the shove-its.
Yes.
Now, my first shove-it is Rutger Hauer is now dead.
Bastard.
I know.
You stole it.
Well, and not only that, but it's funny because Blade Runner was made in 1982.
Mm-hmm.
Rutger Hauer's character in that movie died in 2019.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah. Rutger Hauer's character in Blade Runner died in the year 2019. So...
Man, his fucking creator couldn't give him more life.
I know. But at least we got the Observer out of him. We got a game. We got a video game with Rutger Hauer in it. I always liked that guy. We have two of them?
2 games. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay, I didn't know that one.
He was when Leonard Nimoy died, who was the voice of a character named Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
He took over the role. And I have a theory that it is the curse of Xehanort. Anyone who voices this character will die.
Maybe. Who knows? Oh god. That's pretty bad. It's almost like the Wheaties curse. Jesus, I don't want that. But that's my one. I know you've got some.
Well, you stole Rutger Hauer from me, but I did have it was part of a two-parter for me. Because not only did Rutger Hauer die at the age of 75,
yeah,
Russie Taylor died at the age of 75 this week. The voice of Minnie Mouse.
Yes, that's right. And that just
voice
happened.
Of Minnie Mouse.
That just happened earlier today, didn't it?
I think it was either yesterday or earlier today. I can't remember which.
Yeah, it was not long ago.
No, Minnie Mouse, fucking Minnie Mouse is gone.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, they're not, I don't know if they're animating Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse much anymore, but that's still sad. Oh, they are?
They have, Disney actually, yeah, they are. I mean, she hasn't been Minnie Mouse. I don't think she's actually been Minnie Mouse for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, she was the voice of Minnie Mouse that I grew up with.
Yeah. Well, she's the voice of Minnie Mouse that a lot of people grew up with, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sadly. Well, my second shove-it is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yes, I heard you were going to go see that.
I'm a big Tarantino fan, and we went and saw it. We got it in one of these little local specialty theaters that open stuff early sometimes. And we watched it, and it wasn't a bad film, but for all you Quentin Tarantino fans out there, it didn't have anything that made it Tarantino. It was just a movie that just happened, and I guess there was one kind of scene near the end of the movie that was like, okay, this is definitely Tarantino. But the rest of it there wasn't much Tarantino in it. The conversations weren't Tarantino, and the action wasn't Tarantino, and there wasn't a whole lot in it that was like, that's Quentin Tarantino. And so I kind of came out of it, and my friend, who's also another Tarantino fan, we both walked out of it like, what was that? What the heck was that? That didn't seem like a Tarantino movie. It's just a movie. And
that's disappointing as hell.
That was my thought on it. Of course, I'm not going to give away any spoilers because you might want to go see it and you might enjoy it. I don't know. But, yeah, that's my second shove it for the week.
Well, I'll definitely wait for the home release then, if that's the case.
Okay, well, you can check it out then and tell me what you think. But, what's your last shove it?
Speaking of movies, the numbers came out for top-ranking Spider-Man movies.
Uh-oh.
As by how much they made.
I know which one it is.
And my shove it is actually because one of the best Spider-Man movies, if not the best Spider-Man movie, came in dead last.
Really?
Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Came in dead last in sales.
Oh, that's a little weird because I've been hearing everybody loves that thing, and
it's because it is so good. It pisses me off that this, and it's probably because it was animation. People aren't going to go out, no, it's all animated. We're going to see the live action ones. I mean, to see the fucking Spider-Man 3 is above that. I mean, it's like Cup, or even the Amazing Spider-Mans. Those movies are garbage. And this Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse was so brilliantly done and so amazing. It just disappoints me so much.
Oh, man.
It's like, come on, people.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear about that.
So if you people out there are listening, I mean, don't go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but please go see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, go pump up those numbers a little bit so we can get more of that. But either way, guys, we're running a little bit next to time here, so we're gonna have to end this episode for today. Thank you all so much for listening. If you want to write into the show, or send pictures, or send us suggestions on what we could do for the Patreon party, or whatever, send them to dear2letters@hotmail.com. And that's going to be our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next week. Take care, guys.